Ukraine arguably became almost a proxy, I would say, for some Republicans as a way to argue that they were economically frustrated. Why are you spending money there?
Hi, everybody.
Here. As if
I'm back.
Years ago when it was
I don't know what happened to
saying,
my
why
other
are you spending
stream.
all this money in Iraq and holding it against her?
What was J.D. Vance's
Hopefully
famous word or
y'all
infamous
come back
word
and
on
see
Steve
me.
Bannon's radio show podcast? I don't care about Ukraine.
Right.
In terms of as a political or foreign policy project for the United States.
Whereas we have Joe Biden and Kamala Harris arguing that this is in many ways an existential threat to the entire Western order, right, to democracy itself. Vladimir
But even that phrase, Western order,
So this is a
it's
continuance
something
from my
maybe
last
people in
video.
Washington continue to articulate.
Well, we've
as
been
something that's
covering the
important to
election.
them,
I
but
was
never
live
hear it.
for like
The
7 hours.
concept of the
I
West,
started over in
Europe,
this live
these things that
because something
galvanized
happened to the
American
last one.
policy since World War II.
So
you
we
never
are
hear it on the lips of voters.
here where the
I was
campaign
really
said
interesting. I was
Harris
just with the
will
dean
speak
of
to
a
supporters
prestigious
today.
university that said that has an
It looks
acceptance
like
rate of some 10%,
that
and
with
he said
Trump,
most of the students
we
there don't know enough
possibly
about
could
World War
have
II. So maybe
won.
that's why
We have
he and I
several
were getting into
states that are
prestigious
out,
universities
and it's
don't remember what
getting
happened in
down
World War
to
II.
basically.
Anyway, that's a podcast conversation as well. But for now, let's take a break. You're watching CBS News America
To the part
Decides
of
Election 2024.
Trump
We'll be right
needs
back
4
with a
more
history lesson
electoral
and more.
votes, and Harris needs more than that. So we're kind of looking at realistically, if we were looking at the numbers, that Trump projected to have won. So that's where we are right now. We've had a very good discussion in the last live on how we can adapt and adjust to this new president, and how we can survive and pay attention to our personal life and build there and just move forward. What I thought was a shocker, what I thought was a shocker was how we lost Georgia. So what this could mean, there is a failure in a message, and the message is that Black people did not come out in those areas to carry Kamala over into winning, where Biden did, where Obama overwhelmingly did, and Biden did well. Kamala Harris did not. So we looked at some comparisons, and there's some messaging issues where, let's say Black people, when they say that we have some problems and you're not listening to me and you're ignoring me, then they're going to keep their promise and they're going to say, I'm not going to vote. And a lot of that happened. A lot of it with the language that the Republicans used, it worked. But understand that just because we Democrats didn't win doesn't mean we lost either. It didn't mean that we're failures. And what that means, you say, Rhonda, what does that mean? What that means is that we have a country that is in a majority of MAGA supporters that love the language that Trump used. They loved it because they voted for him. And these are his voters, his supporters, who were sitting on the couch with Obama, who was sitting on the couch during Trump election, and sitting on the couch when Biden was elected. He was able to get them off the couch. And because we know, if we look at the percentages, it's only 12% Black people here in this country, right? So I'm eating wings right now. I'm going to show you all what I'm eating. I'm not nervous eating. I hadn't eaten since yesterday lunchtime. This is my norm. They're called wicked wings. Her husband, I could hear the TV on. I know he's not happy. One thing, he's a survivor. He's probably more concerned about me. And I bounced back quickly because I've been there where I didn't win something before and I was okay. I didn't say I agreed with it, but you can make always a better life. At least we like to think that with ourselves. Let me look at my.
Uphold her values on reproductive rights and continue to fight for them, uphold her values on living in democracy, and she'll certify that election on January 6th and do it proudly.
I clicked into this live very fast, so I want to make sure my settings are correct.
Young people in the country as well. I know she's very passionate about that. I think that's
Checking out all my settings. All my settings.
You know, we talked about the big way fields of Trump. Tens of millions of people voted for Kamala Harris tonight, and they have children, and there's going to be a lot of people that are really disappointed tomorrow. And speaking to them, I think that's going to be her job.
Essentially, my 9-year-old daughter.
I am clicking and checking out my numbers, making sure my comments and everything is visible.
One is kind of bring the country together, heal the country, what Trump didn't do in 2020. And then there are a whole lot of people, especially women, who are suffering today, who now, to Molly's point, looked at this and said, we've now had 2 women who are lose. Like,
So I'm watching the news. I'm watching MSNBC, Michael Steele, and a whole panel of people were talking about what happened with the election.
I don't understand how to move forward. And I think she needs to help them process that. And that is insanely difficult. And I think as the
Okay, like my settings are fine.
That's not for tomorrow. Tomorrow is about trying to bring this country together. And that's what she can do really, really well.
What killed me when I heard Trump and he was talking and he was saying, oh, we're going to bring the country together and heal. And I'm like, what the hell? I don't think the country wants to be brought together with that.
I've been looking at a lot of the stuff on the various platforms, and there are a lot of self-satisfied folks out there who are just rubbing it in right now. So how do you get up and heal the country when a significant portion of them want to put salt in the wound?
Mm-hmm.
And that's the challenge. That's the challenge, and it speaks to the moment we're in. It speaks to a lot of the
Debate, trying to remind people about what was wrong with the Donald Trump economy. The Democrats never took him on that issue. And that showed up tonight because people said, well, I remember it as a great economy, so I'm going to put him back in office. But what they do remember are checks. And I've heard many people say this. They remember that during the pandemic, they got checks.
But what's amazing is that Democrats couldn't find a way. They were handcuffed on it a little bit. But to talk about COVID-19, I mean, Donald Trump was voted out of office, in fact, because he bungled the response to COVID-19. That didn't come up very much at all.
And you're watching CBS News America.
I really am watching MSNBC because, hey, Lola, it was that attempted assassination that gave him more popularity, right?
Are you ready for some tough questions?
Yeah, did you hear how people were saying that he was strong and they looked at him like he was a bad mofo? Hi, Lola, by the way. Lola's here. Lola, hot sauce. My other live, I'm eating wings. They're called Wicked Wings from Chicken Express. I think it's a Chicken Express. And I didn't eat. I had lunch yesterday. So I'm eating. I'm listening right now to Michael Steele. And this panel for MSNBC talking through hot wings. They're called Wicked Wings or Zing Wings or something from and a hot roll. They're really, really good.
It's going to be incredibly close, and it's always been. I mean, Arizona and Georgia were two.
When we lost Pennsylvania,
where the growth is, where the future
I was like,
is
no.
So demography, I totally agree.
Damn.
I just don't agree, Michael. Okay. Here's why I don't agree. I get you on the
How in the hell
political class, and I get you on all that stuff. But the
is
voters
Trump
who
pulling ahead in
6 out of
Arizona?
7 elections have voted for change, back and forth between the two parties. They desperately want both parties to work together. They're sitting out there screaming at America, especially in the Midwestern states, just fix this economy, fix some of these things. We want you to work together. And if she can hear that moment, I think that's really important.
I agree with you 100%. But I just wanted to put that little piece right there.
Okay, Molly,
Can we visit it later?
I knew I didn't do it, so tell me, I have so many questions for you, but tell me, what do you want to hear?
I think she has an opportunity here to talk to my daughter and your daughter and Tim's daughter. And
So-
say, look, you know, this was.
I have to put a lot of this on my lips
And for women and for feminists.
because the hot, I have very sensitive lips, and the hot burns my lips.
And I think a lot of us feel like.
I hear hubby.
it hurts
He's out.
to see that
I'm
our
sure he's looking at the
country is like,
status.
No, thank you to a women leader twice. But I also think that she has an opportunity. I mean, Will Connor was on earlier in this program, and he just said, you know, tomorrow is the first day of the rest of your life, Democratic Party, and that's kind of what I think Harris can do.
Well, so, and we lost Georgia.
And be like, you know, part of this is, you know,
Uh-oh.
America is changing, right?
Are we not resonating with black voters?
More, you know, but there are setbacks, you know, there are backlashes.
We're gonna talk about more of those. We do have to sneak in a very quick break. Votes are still trickling in. We have more exit poll numbers to dig into. Steve Kornacki is hydrating, caffeinating. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.
We have 219 to 266. All Trump needs is 7. All he needs is all he needs is 4, not 7, 4. And I don't see he's going to win Alaska. I mean, I must be tired. I see he's going to win Alaska. I don't see us winning that. That's 3 electoral votes. There's 4 more states.
And his wife Ann, a $500,000 policy for only $21 a month. Go to SelectQuote.com now and get the insurance your family needs
at a price you can afford. SelectQuote. We shop, you save.
I think there's people, again, I'll repeat this again. The people that sat on the couch against Republicans, didn't take it serious during Obama, during Trump's, when he was president, and during Biden. They sat on the couch. That large population got off the couch and voted. I guess people were not ready for a woman president. Well, those people weren't ready for a woman who happened to be black. Be keeping it real. I'm not saying the majority of black men, but from what I heard, well, there also a lot of black men that didn't like the idea that there's going to be a woman president who happened to be black. Sat out on the couch. I said, I'm not going to vote. They probably told their girlfriends they were going to vote, but they didn't show up. Right? They didn't give a damn. I mean, not all of them. A large percentage didn't give a damn about women who are suffering for not having the Planned Parenthood. And so when abortion came into play, you know how that goes. You have a lot of bitter fathers out there. Hey, Asia! You have a lot of bitter fathers out there that are dealing with the idea that their girl has probably gotten an abortion without them knowing. Asia, you are up late, or you're up early.
Because justice never sleeps. Morgan & Morgan, for the people.
After Homoglow cleaned our place for $19, we fired our old housekeeper. Homoglow tackled everything from From our kitchen to our bathroom.
Oh, you just woke up.
Take a date, pick a cleaner, and enjoy a spotless house.
When Mark came in the room, my other chat I had to end. When Mark came in the room and Mark Holmes said, I'm trying to find the words. He said I had to pee like an old man. I had to get up in the middle of the night and pee like an old man. It was. I said, look, my husband has to do the same thing. So that's what happened. I'm thinking. I think if you're a MAGA supporter, also.
Get your complimentary bottle of Nugenics now. Text back to 369-369. Text now and we'll include a bottle of Nugenics Thermo X, our most powerful fat incinerator ever. Absolutely free. Today,
That there's no satisfying that. If a MAGA supporter thinks the way they do, and they're saying insensitive things, racially insensitive things, there's no changing them. So I feel with that number, they got off the couch because there was a lot of people who didn't vote. White people didn't vote. And there's a lot of black people who didn't vote too. And a lot of black people voted for, black men voted for Trump. I'm eating wings. They're called wicked wings. They're a hot and spicy wing. Because I didn't have nothing to eat. The last time I had something was like yesterday at lunchtime. I'm eating wings. So, Trump's support among Latino voters, 40%.
Latinos were evenly split between Trump and Harris at 47%.
Latinos were evenly split between Trump and Harris. Numbers are coming in, giving us answers.
Our friend and co-host of the weekend here on MSNBC, Alicia Menendez, is bringing some fresh blood to the table at 4:35 a.m. Alicia,
it's 3:36 here in Texas.
We have seen, it's not a surprise that he did better than expected among Latinos, but that is quite much better than expected, or better than many people expected. What do you make of those numbers in Nevada and the numbers overall? So
have some of Mark wings. He's going to Dallas for the Eagles top. That's why I keep forgetting. He's supposed to be live today with Philly 500. Look like it's a show sponsored by Bet US. He came in and told me that. So it's supposed to be live 6 o'clock. Am I right? 6 o'clock Central Standard Time? 7 o'clock his time? He's supposed to be live with another show, not Dan Saleo.
That is where you start seeing President Biden's numbers absolutely tank with these voters.
Trump closes in 4 p.m.
COVID shutdowns, and those numbers for Biden never reached.
Oh, happy early birthday, Lola. Birthday is Friday. Yes, it is, Lola.
These are voters who have complex concerns, as is the case with all voters. And I think there's a question here.
I have reminders all over my office. It's your birthday. But I have to keep writing it again. So 4 p.m. his time, which would be 3 o'clock my time.
How much of this is about Trump himself?
Well, I guess, my question, he did, and I don't know that a generic Republican, maybe they would, but I don't know that they would be calling for mass deportations and some of these very extreme policies that didn't seem to have an impact. And maybe there's a misunderstanding of what the electorate cares about.
Because of their economic.
I think it depends on how you measure that impact.
I know everybody was talking about economy.
And this is what was showing up in the polling
The president really doesn't have any control over that, just to be honest with you. It's very misleading. People put out lies and confuse a lot of people, and they really feel the economy. The president controls the economy, and the president controls gas prices.
What you hear from Latino voters was, one, you had folks who hadn't heard what he had said, which I know is sort of mind-boggling for us, but that is the truth. Two, they'd heard what he said, but they did not feel that it applied to them, either because they were multi-generation, they didn't have someone in their family where they were nervous, was under the risk of...
Happy early birthday, Lola.
Right? They said, well, he's a businessman. Clearly he understands the economic impact of deporting this number of workers. And
I think those people that voted for Trump are very upset about the immigration. The people seeking asylum here.
Yeah, I mean, and Nevada is one. It's incredibly diverse.
Hey.
About 40% of the voters there are from a range of diverse backgrounds. Also, the majority of voters in that state are non-college educated, which is not a lot of states are. Most states are not like that. So there's some interesting.
Me and husband, we're not going to travel to Dallas. Please beat the Eagles.
Let me ask you the same question we were just discussing.
Right.
Right before the break, which is that Kamala Harris is going to give this speech tomorrow. We don't have details yet on what time, or we know it's at Howard, or what it will contain. But there are a lot of people who are going to be, who voted for her, who are going to be looking for encouragement from her. There are going to be a lot of people who didn't vote for her who may be watching that speech. What do you want to hear from her?
I thought Tim's analysis was pretty pitch perfect, which is, this is not the point at which you rectify the situation within the Democratic Party. This is the point at which you say to people who want to keep fighting, this is how you keep fighting. This is how you come together.
Keep fighting.
Do this thing. I mean,
all you can do.
It really is where she steps in sort of more as like a moral voice in this moment, and a voice of reassurance, I think, than a partisan voice.
It's a big speech. It's a hard speech. If we learn more, we will share everyone what we learned. Let's go to Steve Kornacki, who is continuing to crunch.
Lola says, I'm making her hungry. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm not going to lie. It's a good girl.
Well, it's a development that's not in the board, but that I can tell you about that's crucial. Look, I think we know where we're going here. It's just a question of how we're going to get there in terms of this 270 electoral votes to officially make Trump the president-elect. We've talked about, can Trump get that officially called, that 1 out of Maine, the 3 out of Alaska? If that happens, it's 270. He's at 266 right now. But where there's something actually happening on the ground is in Wisconsin. It stands roughly where it did the last time we checked it, but we've been talking about the city of Milwaukee, all of its absentee vote. We're talking about like 105, 110,000 votes.
I was 140 there. Okay, that's right.
Now we know what happens is they have memory cards, memory sticks that have the votes on. It's very technical. That have the
oh, you were asleep?
On them. And what they do is they bring them all from around Milwaukee, the city of Milwaukee.
That's what Mark did. Mark popped in. It was like 2 o'clock in the morning.
So I can tell you, in the last couple of
He said, I got to get up like an old man and go pee.
With the absentee vote for the city of Milwaukee has arrived at the official central count facility. So it may be that within an hour.
I said, my husband has to get up in the middle of the night too, and I'll do too.
Again, it's going to be more than 100,000. You see that Trump is leading right now in the statewide count by about 110,000. There are only a couple other pockets that are doing something similar to what I just described with that absentee vote. They aren't nearly as big as the city of Milwaukee. The vast majority of what's still to come is going to be out of Milwaukee. There's a couple other places. So when that vote is announced and when it's released, if Democrats are going to win that vote, they're going to win it overwhelmingly. It's going to have to be massively overwhelming to erode this enough that they.
I would love to see an upset.
Actually leapfrog Donald Trump, but not impossible. And it's interesting because if you look at Wisconsin as a whole, those 3 northern tier swing states of Pennsylvania, Michigan, and Wisconsin, Wisconsin was the closest.
What do you think about the trade that your Cowboys got, Jonathan Mingo? Lola could probably answer that. I've been out of the loop. Get in my channel. But I know I need to catch up on the news by watching Mark's channel. Catch up and see what's going on. If I had an opinion and not aware of it, I think trade is always good, especially now for us.
Will it get so close with what
Who? Jerry did a desperate move? I mean, it's better than not doing nothing. I mean, it's not like we have a choice right now. You know what I'm saying? The injuries and everything we have is even worse than ever. Well, this are paid people who've been sitting on the bench now needs to really step it up. But I think not doing anything. I mean, what's your opinion, Lola?
To flip a 52,000 vote deficit in the Senate race. So if you're Tammy Baldwin's campaign, you are really waiting on what we just showed you, what we just told you about in terms of that central count facility in Milwaukee, because that's going to make or break you. It is very possible there's enough votes to there to get Baldwin over.
I've been out the loop. I've been on my channel at least 20-some hours.
Zoom out. I'm trying to put the
working in it.
Excuse me. Go back to the presidential.
Oh, okay.
110,000 again.
I think. I mean, that's just an opinion of mine. Where he's like desperate. I mean, we have no choice. You know, I'm making a trade. It's based on we have no choice. He waited until we're really in a bad position to decide something finally. Desperate dumb move. Jerry gave up a fourth for him. Oh.
You can see there's Brown County. Take a look at Allegheny where Appleton is. Looks an awful lot like 2020. Take a look now. You see Trump is up.
Lola knows more about what than I do. Go with what she said.
Could end up looking a lot more like it did in 2020 than any step forward.
Lola says it's a desperate dumb move. Jerry gave up a fourth for him. There's the answer. That's the answer.
A lot of it really is now, since Donald Trump came along and scrambled all the lines in Wisconsin, he's still finding new pockets of votes in the rural areas, but a lot of it's just really, really dug in. And you're just not seeing any movement at all from 2020. So again, Trump did get that in the rural areas of the state. You take a look at the wild counties, the big suburban counties right outside of Milwaukee. Again, compare this to 2020. This looks basically like 2020, a little bit better for Harris in Waukesha County, the biggest of the wild counties. Washington County here, again, what does that look like? Almost to the 10th of a point, like 2020. Ozaukee County, again, a little bit of progress here for Harris. Might have needed just a little bit more, but
well, beautiful people, I think
20,000 votes for statewide margin in Wisconsin in 2020. I think we're gonna end up in that ballpark again tonight.
I'm going to go to sleep so I can be up and see also Mark. Tomorrow you said at 4 o'clock. So that means 3 o'clock my time. And want to show him some support. They don't know people, no problems. What's up? So we're looking at, hello, my brother. Hello. So I believe Trump did. We're still waiting on some things that are coming in, some numbers coming in, some more electoral votes, but we feel, from what I see on TV, it looks impossible for us to make that up and win the next, 5 states? Is it 5 states we have to win? So, right, no one failed. That's how I felt too. I'm like, no. All I know is going to be just a whole lot of infighting. He's going to be firing everybody. And we have a governing system here. We want to believe in that there are some people that are representing me and that they're fighting. Even though we voters, yeah, maybe. The thing is on, don't come out. Don't come out. I said the cam is on. Close the door. I thought he was naked. I thought he was naked. Get your ass back in there. Lola said, peace show. Button this up right here. You're showing too much of my stuff. Button it up. But cover your stuff, boy. You know we married. Oh, snap. Cover my goodies up. You can't be showing off your stuff. I was like, oh no. Ah! My husband is like positive, and I love that. Yeah. You know, I was saying, honey, all private. Oh, hi. I forgot. So no people, no problems. It's from Serbia. My friend from Serbia. Yeah, all private. We all private. You know, I've been through elections where if the numbers didn't work out the way I want, I survived it, right? So it is what it is. What I feel that I'm talking to hubby about these, what I've been saying, Andre, is that people who were MAGA supporters, Tea Party, who like people like Trump, who like Trump and what he's saying. Aisha says, save that for the bedroom. I don't know. We are empty nesters. So all around here is open game. For 24 years living in the U.S., no president ever changed something personally for me or anyone who I know. It's hard. The way the system is set up, if you have people who know how to play the system, they say, well, I'm going to vote a Republican in, but then I'm going to make sure that the House and Senate is Democrat, or if I'm going to vote a Democrat in, but I'm going to make sure they're not going to have support to have full power. And it's always been people doing split votes here. I put up just now, probably 30 minutes ago, I put the cats up. But Nippy is still out. So I feel there's a couple of answers I feel I have. Analysis or opinion. I feel that there were several million of people who did not vote when Obama was in office, when he became president.
Thank you for explaining all of the nitty-gritty
details. Yes, when Obama was in office, when Trump was in office before, and when Biden won, right? Trump, and I'm going to give you the answer. Trump was able to get those people who sat on the couch for those 3 elections and catered to the things they wanted to hear. And what they wanted to hear was racist things, extreme things, giving oral sex to the mic, or anything that made the prim and proper cringe. Trump did. And he catered to a larger number of a rowdy crowd. So Lola says, okay, I'm about to go back to sleep. Good night, baby. Good night, honey. So hubby is eating wings now. I ate mine. I ate about 6 of them. So that happened because we only know there's 12% blacks here in America. Lola's laughing. There's only, love you, Lola. I love you, but she's about to go to bed. I have a stream before this. I was on for 7 hours and then it quit. And now I've been on 30 minutes in the new live. So those people, Trump was able to raise the dead. He's like, rise. Let me speak the language that you want to hear. And he did. So they came out of the woods, under the house, in the mountains, and they voted. Now, the question is, why did black people didn't? Because there was a lot of areas that Biden won the black vote, that a lot of areas that Biden won the black vote, that Kamala underperformed. What does that mean?
They didn't want a woman, and they didn't want a black.
Yeah, they didn't. My hubby said they didn't want a woman, and they definitely didn't want a black woman. That's the answer above all things. That statement was made. Period.
Well, even when Hillary ran, it was so obvious that she's going to win.
And then you have not a large population, but let's say that just because we say, oh, we're black people, we're all brothers and sisters, not really. We're not all united. Not all folks are kinfolks. That's what Reese's Pieces said earlier. So what I'm trying to say is that just because I'm black, it doesn't mean I can carry the whole population on my my back and carry that weight, because that has nothing to do with me. I mean, there's a percentage of ignorant ass people, and there's a percentage of intelligent people, intellectual people, and there's a lot of other kind of people, right? We can't count them, but those people, you have a lot of ignorance out there that they have this mentality because it's in the music too. I'm not saying it's in every music, but it's in the music that puts in their head a lot of corny shit. For our age, we call it corny shit, but it's their reality. We could sit up there and go, you know what? We could sit up there and go, well, look at them young kids. They ain't listening. Well, they're listening to their music. They want to listen to what they want to listen to. And a lot of it's negative, and a lot of it's more important lyrics to them about bitches and hoes and all that kind of stuff. So when you see that their hair is more important, and I'm not hating on hair, when they see spending money on your nails and not giving a damn about getting a better education and educating yourself about politics, and guess what? House works this way, the Senate works this way, the presidency works this way, the Supreme Court works this way. They're not wanting to give a damn about the science. They don't care. Yeah, they got it. Yeah, this man on here, we saw a black man. He got his stimulus check and he bought a gold necklace. And he was bragging about buying a gold necklace with a stimulus check. And because Donald Trump signed the checks and Trump didn't pass it, Congress passed the stimulus check. Donald demanded, since he was president, he demanded his signature to be on it. So he sold the idea that he was writing free checks to people. Isn't that some bizarre shit? So guess what? When it comes to a population of ignorant people, we have nothing to do with that. We can't carry the weight of those kind of people. That because there's a large percentage of ignorant people that don't have their priorities straight, and they're very narcissistic. They're very self-centered. And then you have others who are entitled acting, are jealous. And my hubby said, stupid as hell. They're stupid as hell. I mean, dumb as an effing doorknob. A doorknob got more sense than that. So there's that culture. What you going to say? Because Kamala did not win, does that supposed to mean that Democrats have failed? No. Kamala's messaging was on point. Kamala's messaging, she was a beast. She had a perfectly ran campaign. Trump had a very imperfect campaign. And he won. Because there is a group of people that like that kind of mannish talk. They like someone acting trashy, because people who are trashy feels disenfranchised. So he made them feel entitled. He made them feel elite. He made them feel important. Even though Trump don't give a damn about MAGA either. They're nasty. You think he's going to invite them in their house and have dinner? He told them they're stupid people. They're nasty. He said it to them. They don't care. They know they're stupid. They're like, anything's better than a black woman being president. Hillary was white. They weren't ready for that. And then you do have the shallow part. I didn't say everybody, but you do have the shallow part, because it's not just white people or just black people, but there is a shallow percentage of black men who get caught up in the transgender and the gay and believe in all those lies. And plus, they just don't believe and a black woman being president. A woman being president, period. So you got that shallow thing, and you saw Trump was catering to that. He catered to what they wanted to hear. And it just sounds like this old slave mentality, because being not educated has really stained them. And Rhonda, she is not black. She is Indian. Well, she's black and Indian. She's black and Indian. She's both. But why did no people, no problems? Why did they make black people? Is it she? Black people, not all. I'm black, y'all. I'm from Texas. I'm not stupid. But there were black people. They were asked on the street, why are you not voting for Kamala? Because they said she ain't black.
But Donald Trump is?
But Donald Trump is? So you're not going to vote? So you're a racist against your own race? Because you're discriminating against, because your black ass is not educated. So you bitter and jealous because this woman got an education? Because she's made some good decisions? And maybe because your ass committed some, and then no people, no problem said Trump is yellow. Orange, honey. My brother, he's orange. You see what I'm saying? So I don't think it has anything that we didn't send a great message that how in the hell can you not message any better? Because Biden sent out stimulus checks twice. So that wasn't that. You got insecure people that are insecure for their own color who are educated. You know how many people don't like me because I'm educated? Because I'm intelligent? Because I don't talk like them or walk like them? It's stupid. It's the most ignorant thing. So they want somebody that's really gutter, ghetto, trash to run this country? Is that what you want to make you feel better? Do they have to be really trashy and stupid and dumb? Obviously, because they voted for Trump, who was trashy. Yeah, you see what I'm saying? That is the mentality where a lot of things, like people like no people, no problems. My husband and I and our circle, our age group, where we have shock face. We're shocked. But we understand, or probably don't understand, that there are people who like trash. I listen to a lot of the lyrics and I'm like, what the F was that? What the F was that? What did you say? Raise the roof? Bitches and hoes? Hold up. Wait a minute. Ain't no bitch and hoe. I'm not going to be raising the roof to your music. No. I ain't stupid. No. You see what I'm saying? I listen. So a lot of times I have people that love me, that I get challenged, rarely, but do. Oh, mama. Oh, mama. You this, you that. I said, girl. I said, I understand and respect your generation. And because there's a lot of beautiful things and you all are the leader. But I don't think Gen Z is the problem here. I think there was a lot of, you would say, white, rural people that came out and voted. And there was a lot of people who were right, educated, people who didn't like what Democrats was representing, came out and voted. So it's a cultural problem. But when I say it's cultural, I think it's just impossible to meet everybody's demand. I think there's always going to be separatism. When something is too extreme, you're not going to ever get me to vote for anybody that's like Trump. I'm not going to vote for anybody that's like him. I think he's trashy. But a lot of people voted for him. And they like trash. And they like him giving oral sex description to a mic. And they like him talking about a gun and having Mike Tyson in the ring beating up on Kamala. And people saying she's not black. Black, white, Asian? I mean, do we get to a point where we really don't care? I mean, can we really hear what people are saying? And that's the problem with a lot of people, because they try to make it about black and white, which is their go-to to not vote. Well, I don't want to vote because of what? What you gonna say? Economy? When a president has nothing to do with the economy and gas prices? What is the go-to? Oh, well, I don't want to vote because what you gonna what are people gonna scramble for? What's the next excuse? Oh, I don't want to vote because
They wanted a dictator, they got it.
yeah, they wanted a dictator, not us, but they want a dictator. And there's enough people in the numbers who got off who was sitting on the couch and didn't vote, who came out and voted because Trump visited them during the rallies. Trump went out there, visited them, and made them feel important, and and he catered to them, to their voices to be heard. He catered to their voices to be heard. He said a language that really no decent person and a politically charged person would ever say on the stage. And he said some things that catered to what they wanted to hear. He made them feel important. It was their revolution, and they had it. But they know Trump knew the numbers were there to support him. He knew the numbers who voted for Biden weren't going to be the numbers to vote for Kamala, based upon how people feel and think. And that's how he won. And when I say won, I hate saying that word. No, he didn't win. I could say the numbers weren't in our favor. How about that? But I'm okay. I had talked to my friends in the other channel. We had a big group of people in there, and we were able to say, you know what is my advice? How can we make it through this? Yeah, it's normal to feel disappointed, but take care of what's in your backyard. Take care of what's right in front of you. Remember they say, like, people forget about people pay attention so much to the problem child. I really don't like that, because children need our love, right? But it's an old saying. And what that means, sometimes we can give attention to somebody and forget that right in front of us, they love us. That right in front of our face, we got it going on. You know what I'm saying? And sometimes we're trying to reach so high for something bigger that people feel, well, you know what? I'm not interested in anything else but winning. And sometimes I was sharing with my beautiful husband, when Hillary Clinton lost, I said, Andre, believe it or not, you might not want to hear it, but it's going to be better. Not because Hillary lost, but it's going to be better because it will reveal the opposition. And it did work, because when Trump didn't win and Biden won, it worked. So when you have opposition, what reveals from opposition is the things that we can do to be better in what we say, to be better in how we connect with people. And probably there's some things, I mean, sometimes you just can't sell your soul to the devil to appease every freaking body, because we do have to support people who are gay, who are transgender, and not throw them under the bus and throw Haitians under the bus and lie on them and said they were eating cats and dogs. So it's not true. Or people who are seeking asylum. So no problem said, as soon as you get out of politics, your life will be much better. And true. And if you understand and learn and educate people out there, they learn and educate themselves about politics, then they can understand the science. Because how can you be living in a country that's all about politics and you don't understand it? You have to understand why someone is yelling at you. Why did my sidewalk didn't get fixed? Why did the gas prices go up? Why did the board of directors, the school board, vote. We can't have certain books. Why did you understand? So we have a lot of people who, unfortunately, who I care about too, who are like zombies. They're walking the face of the earth because they don't like politics. But because if you don't understand, how can you fight the opposition? You have to be able to have some weapons, whether it's a sense of intelligence or some kind of knowledge. You don't. I didn't get a degree, so it doesn't take someone getting a degree to understand from a kindergarten's point of view, and then work yourself very small steps, and then hang around a different group of people who can enlighten and teach you some things. I've always been around people who could teach me, things. I was looking at the results from the last states. So that's Trump knew he had those numbers.
He won every state that they said he was going to win.
Yeah, he studied.
Kamala won the state that she said he
Yeah.
was going to win. But had to win Michigan and Wisconsin.
And we were leaning on Georgia and Arizona.
Right, and Florida too.
And Florida kind of, and hoping Texas was at least effing purple. Kyle Red didn't win.
Yeah, I know he didn't win. Yeah.
So what does this mean? Doesn't mean life is over. It means we just build our arsenal, continue voting local elections. There will be an election next spring, not a presidential election. That's every 4 years. But your local elections are important, everybody out there. Your local elections, don't just skip those. Did you vote for Hillary Clinton when she was running for president? Yes, I voted for Hillary. And I've always voted everybody Democrat since I've been alive. So my first vote was for Bill Clinton. That was my first vote. I voted for Bill Clinton. I voted for who was not George Bush Sr. I voted for who wasn't Bush Jr. I voted for I voted for Hillary. I voted for all Democrat, straight blue, because they speak my language. They speak what they say, things that speaks to me. You know, and I understand politics. Just because Kamala did not reach her goal, it doesn't mean Bill Clinton bombed my country. Oh my God. No People, No Problem said Bill Clinton bombed his country for 78 days. Well, that part I don't agree with. You know, there's a lot of stuff that I can understand a lot of voters who are tired and who just don't want to vote for anybody because it seems to be everybody's disappointing them. History's hidden. Oh, I know No People, No Problems. I didn't even know that. I think you mentioned to me before. I'm glad you mentioned it again. Because it's always a motive, right? Me voting for Bill Clinton didn't mean I understood everything about him. You know what I'm saying? Didn't mean I knew everything about him. And sometimes you don't learn about a person you voted for till after. You know? So I'm sorry that happened to you, my love. Because you're my friend. You know? He said, yes, they were testing new aeroplanes and invisible ones. So they just used the country to test.
Yes.
What? Well, we're friends. So I'm not that blind where I follow politics, where I discriminate against people that I love. Because my heart is true to people I love. Joe Gonzalez! Oh my God, Joe! My sister JoJo! Hello and good early morning. Oh my God, I could cry. Oh, you're going to make me cry. I'm so happy to see you, JoJo. Oh my God, I got tears in my eyes. Oh, I missed you so much. Good to see you, baby. That's my sister, JoJo. Hello, my love. Mwah. And then No People No Problem says, why am I surprised? It's kind of like I'm not. But I think what brings the surprise is when someone like you that I love and I care about, that something has affected you. You know what I'm saying? And that's when you go, oh shit. I wasn't aware that that happened. I didn't understand politics that well. I voted, but I didn't understand it. You know, I sure wouldn't want anything harming innocent people. Like, where can I fall when it comes to Israel and when it comes to Gaza? I don't know if I want to get into any of it because a lot of the innocence that's there has nothing to do with people making those decisions where a lot of people are getting very hurt. So I don't pick sides. All I can do is pick the side of what's in my refrigerator and my husband's health care. And then No People's No Problem says affected 8.2 million people. That's awful. That's awful. I'm just sorry to hear that. Because I know you mentioned that before, and that's just killed my heart, my friend. You know what I watch? My husband loves war movies, right? He's a fan of that, of war movies, because it's educational. And you're welcome. And I learn a lot because my husband is a war historian, and he knows about those wars more than I do. I don't know everything, right, about politics, but I have to vote for somebody that I feel speaks the language that I feel that will help me. But what's unfortunate, there's some decisions that they make that we don't agree. So here we are caught in voting for somebody and wasn't aware that they did these things. You know, I love my brother. So I was talking about my husband being a war historian, and I got to talk to my JoJo over here. I'm gonna get to you in just a quick second. Is that we have people that are in wars, and we love people who are on the opposition. I've seen that a lot in war movies. That we love the children and the women and men. Then they get caught up in people with a lot of money who's been making decisions that end up killing a lot of people who we love and that we're not for. I'm not. So you're my brother. No People, No Problems. And a lot of decisions that they make doesn't represent us all. A lot of decisions we're not even aware of what they did. So Joe, talk to me, my love. You've been struggling with a lot. You want to talk to me about that? Because you know I love you. When I saw you, I had tears. I got emotional. My husband knows me. When I tell you I have tears and I want to cry, I missed you that much. And it's just true. There's a kindred spirit there. And do you want to share with me what's wrong? Love to all. Oh, have to go. Love you too. Give the pups make sure, Andre, fix your clothes. And turn off the light, please, honey. Turn off the light. Don't let anybody see my goodies. That dining room light. I don't want anybody to see my husband's goodies. I love you. No People, No Problems. Give your wife love and kisses. And Bill Shitten is a lot of crock of shit because he's been on a lot of people's shit list too. So I'm not proud of Bill Clinton at all, especially the under desk action that went on. But your situation is more important with over 8.2 million people affected by him testing bombs. Is this a hot mess, baby? And these people make decisions that we don't know they make that. Wow. So Minnesota, Harris wins Minnesota. Wouldn't that be the greatest freaking upset? Trump goes out and he talks about he won, and then we sit up there and find out that the possibility of Kamala still winning. Hi everybody, I'm Rhonda. Welcome to Rhonda's Lovely Sparks. I had just finished almost an 8-hour live before this one, and this is part 2. This is a continuance, so I could say a total of almost 9 hours. Joe Gonzalez says this political environment is hurting my spirit, mind, soul, and heart. Okay. So I understand. And I had some great advice for my friends in the other live that I had, which was almost an 8-hour. And I'm still going. I said I was going to be live. And I was going to leave, and then no problems came, and you came. So I'm excited. I'm not sleepy. Okay. So how I learned to deal with this in a political environment. Let's say the person that didn't win, let's say you're disappointed about it. There's a lot of things that we don't have any control, and billionaires do, right? We can do our part, and we could do our part that gives us control, and that's all we can do. Now, what do we have? Sometimes we can reach so far out that we're reaching so far that sometimes we just got to do this. Because that's what happens to us when things don't work 100% in our favor, that we have to really find a way. My cat is happy. Like, what's she doing? Have to find a way of just hold ourselves and bring it back in. Bring it back in, right? And you go, how do you bring it back in? Well, you just look what's right in front of you. See, right now, I could say for me, my husband is fine. It could get worse. He could be diagnosed with incurable disease. He's fine, right? I'm fine. I have my health. I have my grandsons. I have a nice place where we live. I have my fur babies, right? Sometimes we just have to bring it back after having the momentum for cheering something else out there. We can cheer. And then when things don't work in our favor, we have to pull it back in and just do this for a minute and go, oh, well, shit's going to go on with or without me. The shit's going to go on, right? That you have no control over, but you can say, oh, I did my part. You know what I'm saying? I did my part. So what had me to close in is that we have systems put in place that does balance out our government to keep people from going so extreme. Yeah, we're thinking about transgender. We're thinking about what's going to happen to gays. We're going to think about same-sex marriages, things that affect us all, because I have loved ones in my family that are gay. And I love them like I would love any human being, period. And I take it very personal because it's personal. So when we're out there and we see someone say so much hate and wins, it doesn't mean they won. It means that karma is going to come back and bite you in the ass. When you could be so greedy and you lie your way out and you giving like all these insinuations to a mic that you're describing oral whatever, and you're doing all this trashy thing, it just reminds us that there's a lot of trashy people out there that like trash. And unfortunately, that happens. It doesn't. And then Joe goes out and says, I'm okay with the different political views. I'm not okay with the hate. What I've done also with that hate, no matter what party someone represents, is that we hope that maybe Trump winning, I'm being optimistic, okay? That can teach people to back off on the hate language, because he did what he needed to do to win. Now, since he has the power, he's satisfied. What's wrong, babe?
I just got too much on my mind right now.
My husband has too much on his mind. He can't sleep. Honey,
I'm going to try to sleep.
well, when you're going back to bed, let me know and I'll go back to bed and put you to bed.
No, I'm okay.
When you go back to bed, I'll put you to
Go
bed.
back to bed right now. I said I got too much on
Mama
my
gonna show you some loving.
Oh, Martha, you gonna come in here with me?
But I see what you're saying, JoJo. When you're saying about hate, then you can only surround yourself around people who think like Andre. Make sure you're on cam right now.
Yeah, I know. Don't worry about it. No, I'm good.
I'm worried. I'm worried. He says, "Don't worry about it. I'm worried." We're empty nesters. You know what that means? We free. So what we do is just hone back, and I would say, like, let's pull it back in, hone into what you know, right? So let's say maybe we know we can't control what's out there and how other people feel. And maybe with Trump being in office, maybe he can calm that rhetoric down. I have no hope with him being a better leader, but we just have to go with what we got, right? And what do we have? So Trump is there and he's saying that we have to bring people together. I mean, that's what he said. We just have to go by with what he said. And hopefully media can keep all of the people who are voted in office, keep the checks and balances, keep them in check, right? But hopefully he could talk to his people or talk to I mean, I have to say I don't have any expectations from Trump. My reality is it is what it is. Even if people supported Trump or supported Biden or supported whatever. The thing is that we all have to remain grounded and be prepared for something that will not go our way. And the reason why I could speak like that, because I was homeless in the 1990s. It wasn't because I was on drugs. It wasn't because I was uneducated. It was just a lot of bad shit happened. I'm disabled and fear for my health and well-being. Okay, so what I feel, let's say what you've been doing. Has it been working so far since you're disabled? What you've been doing, has it kind of helped? Has it given you some optimism? When you use the word fear, that's very serious, my love. And I think what happens, we probably just need to find a way to change what we're watching and what we're listening to and go back to things before there was internet. I know it's impossible, but at least try to hone into things that makes us feel good, and then be patient with ourselves as we allow our bodies to recover. Because sometimes we can get so much bad shit that we can't replenish, right? We say our cup runneth over. Well, there's so much we can do. So now we just have to find a way to go back to the things that matter to us. So what could it be? What gives us a high? Think about when you was a child. I did research on Project 2025. It's not good. It's not good. It's not. But then you go, what can we do about that? Now check this out, sis. You know, I'm worried about it, but I had to really psych myself up. You're saying, well, what did you do to psych yourself up? I said, well, I can't do anything about it. Oh, hey, Tracy, I didn't see you, baby. Hi, Tracy Lee Williamson, my love. Mwah, mwah, mwah. Kisses to my brother. Hello, beautiful man. Ah, my family. Yes, I'm still up. I'm still up. So JoJo, also, what I feel, and I read Project 2025 and it's dangerous, but also understand too that we have a governing that's still fighting for people like me and you. Oh, good, it stopped raining. Okay, my honey. He said stop raining. Good. For people like me and you, and when I say people like me and you, we're affected by that. Let's say just alone, Project 2025, right? Because you know, if you're not for Trump, you're against him. And when you're against him, he's going to target your ass, right? So what do? Then you have to ask yourself, what are the people in Ukraine doing? They're in war, and they've been in war, what, 2 years? You think, wow, if they can do it, maybe I can deal with this over here. It's like a war zone, but then you got to let your survival kick in and say, what can I do? What do I have control over? What do I have? And that's what you have to ask yourself. So let's say, we don't have any control. However, we have governing that's put in place that is not going to allow him go 100% on that. Supreme Court, I don't like. They're a majority of the picks from that side, right? But they have also turned down a couple of requests that Trump had. Did they probably know the election turnout will be like it is? Probably. They seem to know things way ahead before we people do. But the governing, we still have a lot of elected officials and we still have a law put in place. And then what you have Republicans doing infighting with Republicans. We have MAGA Republicans infighting with Republicans. So what that means is those sides of the infighting is our justice system, our political system working at its best. Yeah, it sounds corny. It sounds effed up. It sounds like bullshit, but it is how the governing system works when you have even opposition within your own party. So there's a lot of division. Republicans are going to fight each other to work out something that's going to be beneficial because they feel that they're representing the people. There's a lot of Republicans don't agree, and a lot of people that are in the CIA and the FBI and people who don't work for Trump anymore, Liz Cheney's, people like that. Well, Donald Trump is the president-elect. Wish I had some darts. But you have the fighting of our politics in a strange way balances itself out. Because now Trump is full of gas. Pause. He's going to fuck up. And he's going to try to fire Kim Jong-un because he really don't give a damn about Kim Jong-un out of North Korea. He really doesn't give a rat's freaking ass about Russia, Putin in Russia. Trump just likes the power that they have. He wants the power, right? But our governing system, Trump won the election. He's 276. Our governing works out checks and balances where a person who is president can't go all out like what he preaches during his campaign. He could present a 1,000-page project that has been in the making, which people don't remember, but it's been in the making since Ronald Reagan. They put this together since Ronald Reagan. This stuff has been going and getting into play for years. They utilized Trump as a front person to use his mouth, the power of the mic, to advertise it. I do feel that's what they're going to target. But I feel that we have a responsibility, people who see them as enemies and don't agree with things like that we have to also make some changes, right? And maybe there's some things that we can do. Unfortunately, it might be a little suppressive and a little oppressive. But maybe there's some signs we shouldn't hang outside of our patio. Maybe there's some signs we shouldn't have in front of our house. We should live and survive to fight another day. Where did I get that from? The playbook of Dr. Martin Luther King. I feel MAGA is synonyms with hate. That hurts me. Hurts me too. I mean, what he's saying, I'm a target. But the checks and balances, we still have Democrats working. There are still laws that Trump hasn't passed. And I feel he ain't going to get that passed in the 4 years. Trump still has to go to court. He still has to pay his dues on some things that are still pending out there and lawsuits. And the checks and balances is going to keep his ass straight. Even though we lost the House and Senate, did we lose that too? Just because people got it voted in the House or Senate doesn't mean probably 100% of the Republicans are going to go for what Trump wants, even though there's going to be probably, unfortunately, some unaliving there. Because when you have a broken party, there's brokenness, which comes unaliving. People having heart attacks, strokes, whatever else that comes with, these changes in democracy. One positive thing that Mike O'Donnell was saying is that Trump doesn't get to run again. We got that behind us. However, it depends what he's going to be able to pass and work on in just 4 years. And it's just 4 years. Is Trump really willing to work that hard? And his people to work that hard? Probably. But there are things put in place which are called appeals, which are called delay in court, which are called systems of some kind of Supreme Court that we have to lean on to say, you know what? Hold them accountable and say, you can't allow this to happen. Do you really feel when you have Trump over military that everybody's going to be loyal to him? There's broken party, broken military, broken CIA, broken policing. Everything's broken. And what that means, probably it's good in a lot of ways. It's probably really good. Because broken means people are just not going to jump in and agree and be in this Hitler mindset to start marching like them and do all these things that they're dreaming to do. You'd be surprised what Trump will do and what he would not agree with. I'm not putting my life on it. I'm not going to gamble on it. So Tracy Lee said, hate, prejudice, friendship is better. Yeah, We just have to keep, because there was a hell of a lot of people voted for Kamala. We just can't dismiss that. There's a lot of people who are in office still fighting for people like me and you, JoJo, and Tracy, and Najalista, and Daydream, and Lola, and Mark Holmes, who popped in here earlier and said that he had to get up and pee like an old man. I said, my husband gets up in the middle of the night, so guess what? Old is great. Joe Gonzalez says, have all the mail-in ballots already been counted? I heard it was going to take an extra day or two. I agree. What they're basing on Trump's presidential win right now is based on electoral votes. And what they're looking at, the numbers are not in Harris's favor when it comes to the states that are left that could help her. With us losing, Pennsylvania shot us in the foot pretty bad. Probably shot us in the back because Trump was saying things that got rural people off the couch. He was giving them attention that they've never had in their life. He was making them feel entitled. He made them feel special. And those MAGA supporters came out, got off the couch, climbed from under their rock, crawled from off under their rock, and they voted. Because there's a lot of people who are MAGA supporters who sat it out, who didn't vote during Trump, didn't vote for Biden, and then come out, of course, sat out on the couch when Obama. They said, oh, I'm not going to vote because I ain't going to vote for Obama. I'm just not going to vote. He was able to give those people attention. It's who came out. Not to say that nobody else did their job, because how many people did we say that there are registered voters who did not vote when Biden was running for office? Trump studied and tweaked it and did rallies around people who felt disenfranchised and felt that their color and their rights and their entitlement was being threatened. And he made them feel very special. And that's what I feel that happened. And then when you said have all the mail-in ballots. So I don't think all the mail-in ballots have been counted. I don't even think the overseas ballots, because they have to come in, I don't think they've been counted. When we lost Pennsylvania, and then we saw Alaska doing a play, and Alaska always runs red. Then when we looked at the numbers that the states that were left that had electoral votes, we looked at that and we counted them up. And what they said is that no matter what, if we lose Pennsylvania, that's it. What, they're going to come back and say Pennsylvania had a miscount? Is someone going to challenge that? Probably. The fight ain't over. It's what love I'm sharing with people on what we can do about it now, how we can help our mental health, how I can go on live more. And I've been demonetized. That means that I could do book readings and everybody can hear them. That's not bad, is it? No. You make something that seems probably not so great, you make it great for you. When Trump says make America great again, we already know that ain't our kind of great. What also happened is that the numbers that Biden got, Kamala underperformed. And what that means, if she underperformed, I'm going to put it out there. Nobody else is saying it. There are black people too out there, not me. But there are people just wasn't ready and didn't give a shit about having a black woman for president. Even though people saying, well, she's not black. Who cares about race and gender, really? I wanted Buttigieg. He's a gay man. I wanted him to run for president, and he did. And I like him. That man's smart as shit. So that doesn't matter to me about gender and your preference. I'm an advocate. As a matter of fact, I'm an ally. because I have people in my family that I love that are gay, and they are just so wonderful. I just love them so much, and I'll fight for them. So JoJo says, why was I demonetized? So I was demonetized because you have YouTube. Really, the CEO of YouTube died. So there's some new people in play, right? And you know how new people in play, they want to supersede and act like they better than other people. And I get it. What they called reuse content, they identified it again in a different way and said I was reusing content. And it's true. There's a lot of things I had on there, Beyonce, and even though I had it there for years, I didn't know I was doing wrong, but I had to study it for like days and days and try to understand what I did wrong. So I was demonetized because of reused content. So if I'm playing, shorts that don't belong to me, but then they say the conflict is, well, it's fair use. And it's not copyrighted, and it's public domain. All my movies are public domain, so you would think I could use it. Well, copyright and reuse is two separate things in YouTube. What copyright is about with public domain movies has nothing to do with reuse, but then it does, because my reuse's content is, oh, you saw me doing movies, but they didn't see enough of me in the content. In other words, they are getting on to people who are not authentic with their content and not passionate about their content to work. So they're running a bunch of faceless things, and they're just running a whole bunch of stuff and running up and getting a whole bunch of watch time hours and getting a bunch of money and privileges and perks, and they're not being, not working their work. Well, I work the hell out of my work, but the problem is I got caught up in friendly fire too, right? So I put a lot of work into the beginning of my movies and my content, and I'm just not airing some stuff and not doing nothing and sitting on my ass. I'm actually working my content, but I started upgrading it. So I started involving myself more, like doing a narration of a movie, do my analytics of a movie, and put my face into the intro, and then play the double watch parties. But that's why they demonetized me. So I appeal in January 27, which I appeal. I did a first appeal and I lost it. And the reason why I didn't win it, because they tell you don't delete videos, and don't do that when you are under punishment. So I didn't. So that means there was a lot of stuff still there. So of course they're not going to approve that first appeal. But I have an opportunity for a second appeal, which is January 27. So what they're going to do when I appeal again, then I'm going to I've been cleaning up a lot of stuff on my channel. I've deleted, I had over 1,000 videos, and I deleted over 700 videos. But I was telling Tracy, I have one of my computer guys came in, they come do house visits, and they did a terabyte. They installed a 3.39 terabyte device memory backup. So what's happening, all of my great content, I'm trying my best to save it on that from YouTube. I have 90 days to clean it up. However, I've been trying to make sure I get it all cleaned up in 1 month, and that's a lot of work, and that's what I've been doing. So that's what happened. They said reuse of content. So my thing is I have to do more narration, analysis in front of my movies, let them see my face for 20 minutes before a movie starts. Do narration, because they're saying, well, people want to see more of you. We have to be able to identify the content. And you could go on there and look online. You go, look at all the movie channels out there. Been out there for years, Rhonda, and they don't do half of what you do. That's true. Been out there for years. Got millions of hits. So just like with this election, could we say this is political? Yeah, I think everything is political. I think it has a lot to do with, if I had to deal with the reality of it, I think, so we got Harris got 54% of women vote. Trump got 44% vote. So the nationwide numbers are coming in why we didn't win. So she had the women's support. So she did good. It's just people sitting on the men. There were 54% white men who voted for Trump. There's a lot of white men in this country that voted for Trump. Even though there was a lot of white men that voted for Kamala too. But there's a lot of people just didn't believe in voting and didn't vote, but they voted this time. And they came out the woodworks. So that's why I was demonetized. So that means I've lost all of my monetization. I lost all my members when it comes to having even members. I lost me getting super chats. And I've moved beyond it, and I created a video. And you see more videos of me, more content. And what's happening, I'm not able to put out, for now, as much my watch parties as I have been in the past, because I'm having to restructure some things and I'm building, but it doesn't mean I'm eliminating it. I'm not. I don't think I'll have, I mean, I might have the cartoons if I have time, because I'll have to narrate and I have to analyze the cartoon and the history, and it's going to be fine. I could do it. But there's a guarantee I will have Saturday night movies, the double features. That I can do that. I could do book reading. I'm gonna do that. And I don't know what I could do about Tuesday night movies for right now, because right now I just have to put out, content more about me and just let that be habit and be consistent. So we have President-elect Donald Trump. So we do have things in play here. There's not, all these celebrities who came out and spoke out for Kamala. Don't you know that they have a lot of power somewhere? And people like that are just not going to go down and allow a Project 2025 takeover like that. They're not just going to sit on their thumbs and just let Project 2025 take over. They're not. So, JoJo, we have some governing put in place, even though, let's say, maybe we lost Senate and House. We have a lot of people who are in power, a lot of people who are in power who are not voted in. We have a lot of things. And I don't think that everybody in this country is going to lay down and allow Project 2025 do its thing. We're a very passionate country, and we believe in fighting for our rights, especially us women, where Kamala got over 50-something% of women supporting her. We're not tolerating that. We're not going to just lay down and let them do that. We're going to fight even more. And that's where we are. And I hope I was able to, share some love with you, JoJo, where I was able to share some optimism with you. And I know you're saying, well, Rhonda, you're a dreamer. I know, I dream. I'm optimistic because I've seen, I've been through a family who survived the attacks on my mother's family, on my family in Tulsa, Oklahoma, the Tulsa riots that killed almost every Black person in that town. And being a Black person who have connections with what happened, that means I have an association. House at this hour, Republicans gained in the House so far. Oh, okay. House at this hour. So we're still voting in people in the House. I have a connection. My family, my roots, my genes. My great-grandmother, her house was burned down during the Tulsa riots against Black people in 1921. And right now they have highways built over and all these graves they're trying to find, where they pushed over a whole bunch of black people. But understand that because Kamala didn't win 100%, doesn't mean that we don't have any power. Sometimes power is just not through elected officials. I'm just saying. So we're not going to lay down without a fight. I'm not talking about doing something stupid like January 6th. No, I'm not stupid like that. But I feel that things can be put in place to win, even though we didn't win. You see what I'm saying, JoJo? So watch how it plays out. It's going to be a lot of infighting because you're going to have Republicans that don't like Project 2025. It's very common when people get voted in. It's very common that when there's a Republican president, that people are going to split their vote and they're like me. I'm Democrat. I'm going to vote straight blue, right? But there are people who split their vote and they go, well, you have a Republican Democrat, but you have a Democrat House and a Republican Senate. Or you have a Democrat president. Hey, Rhonda! Rhonda! Hello, Rhonda. I love you. I love you, sister. I love you, sister. Shout out to you, Rhonda. And JoJo says, Kamala Harris wants to unite us as a nation. She includes everyone. Trump continues to divide us. He does. But everybody ain't going for that. You remember that woman said, I ain't got no time for that. Nobody got time for that. We have too many people here too that have a lot of money. We have a lot of billionaires who support Kamala, support Democrats, and they have a lot of power. And trust me, people like Beyonce, and I'm just saying, she ain't gonna lay down and let that shit happen. And I know, love you too, sister. Radha. Mwah. Is that how I say your name? Is it Radha or Radha? Radha? Love you too, sister. I love your channel and I love your cooking. So good. Yum, yum, yum. I have so many friends around the world. I just love my people. Oh my God. I love diversity. My name is it Radha? Radha or Radha? Thank you so much. You're welcome, my love. Just because, our presidency didn't go the way we wanted, it doesn't mean that we lost. And just keep that in your hearts and minds, that we have people around the world who are not going to blame all of us for not being able to get Kamala in office. They know. And a lot of people overseas, my friends overseas, they understand our politics probably more than we do. They understand gentrification. They understand redistricting and how people are manipulating the party lines to benefit an election to benefit them. Sometimes Texas, it looks a lot of times is just so freaking impossible to turn blue because of the lines that have been drawn in this state. Gentrification and redistricting. It's like impossible. Doesn't mean Beto ain't no good. It doesn't mean Colin Allred is no good. It means that Texas has a lot of money. And Texas has a lot of billionaires, close to trillionaires. Our state is not thriving just because of the will of the people. Our state is thriving because there's a lot of people who have a lot of money who are building pop-up cities, who are creating new government. I don't understand. Oh, you don't understand English? You understand? Love you. You understand love. She understands love. And It's okay. Oh, it's okay. Hug. I think my Radha's from India. You from India, Saudi Arabia, India? I really doesn't matter where my friends are from, really. I love to respect where they are from. You know, if it's a place that they're proud of, then I want to acknowledge, where my friends are from. I'm so happy about Radha. Radha, yeah! Hug. She understands hug. Mwah. She's a big supporter of my channel. Big supporter of my channel. Thank you. And I'm a big supporter of her channel too. She has great recipes. Oh, I love the food. Oh, I love the yum yum. I love the food. So that's the thing. Trump wins key state battlegrounds to reclaim the White House, and that's what happened. Now, people did get off the sofa, and they are. It's not an embarrassment. Again, what I was saying to all of us. People overseas understand probably our politics more than most of the people here in our own country. Canada understands our politics. Africa understands our politics. Italy, Serbia, England, everywhere. And you have people that really don't give a blankety blank about taking their votes serious. So when they say that there's a messaging, I don't think there is. How can you get any more better than what Kamala has done when it comes to messaging without compromising your beliefs? What are we supposed to message? The same thing that Trump has been messaging? We're supposed to, there's some people you just can't effing reach no matter what you say or do. There's no reaching them. Oprah said something very controversial one year, and she said, the racists will just have to die out. Oprah said that. In order for things to change, they have to die out. Oprah said that. I had to say that twice, right? So for change to happen, just saying, because I do feel that we have more good people in our country than bad. It's just sometimes billionaires are put in place, like in the state of Texas, where it's just impossible for it to benefit in our favor. Tay Cowboys, morning, hon. Back at work. Enjoy the stream. Thank you so much, Tay Cowboys. I enjoy you too. I'll be going on live more because YouTube is making me get out there more and show my face more. And I'm happy about this. Something I need to graduate into doing anyway. Set up my corners where I could just be like Mark. Just jump in front. Coffee. Yes, I see Radha drinking coffee. Coffee or tea? Yum, it's morning there. Is it morning there? I don't know how many hours, what different time zone you are. Shout out to everybody. Shout out to Radha. Her name is Radha. And shout out to Tay Cowboys. And shout out to JoJo. And hopefully Tracy Lee Williams. Shout out to, yay! Shout out Radha. She says she doesn't understand English, but we understand this, right? Love, kisses. I love you, my sister. We understand that. And so we have people that are around the world who are subscribers on my channel who are coming in and showing us support. Okay? And they're showing us support because they know how pulverizing this election has been. But I feel what I have learned when I said survivors of the Tulsa riots, survivors of disappointments in my life and being homeless, guess what? I'm living example right now that I can find happiness. So we can find happiness. We can overcome the disappointments. Okay. My sister. We can overcome those things. And it's kind of like when people are in war-torn countries, what do? Can it be worse? Yeah. Can it get worse? Yeah. But for right now, it's not. For right now, it's not worse. So what do? We live our best life. And we live close to those who are close to us and make that a priority, not this BS. And then I'll be going on live also a lot. I don't know if I'll be like as political because I live in a very pulverized town, if y'all know what that means. And I don't need anybody harming me or my family because this election is something else. It's made people that are sick and ugly and mean more confident. In my town, even though we have a lot of good people here, but still, it can be just one fool that could ruin your life. And I don't want to, I don't want to be the one to egg that on and bring harm to my family because I'm voicing my opinion about politics. I'm not afraid. It's just I respect my loved ones in my life. So Joe Gonzalez says the Republican Southern strategy has been in full effect since 1964, and I think it's just graduated to Project 2025. I'm utterly sad. I understand. Bye-bye, sister. Bye, Radha. I love you. Goodbye, sister. Thank you. Thank you for being here. Thank you for your support. Mwah. I feel you deeply, JoJo. And I'm taking what you're saying to heart because I feel the same way. I'm going to repeat that again. JoJo says the Republican Southern strategy has been in full effect since 1964. Yes. And I think it's just graduated to Project 2025. I'm utterly sad. I had this anxiety when I saw, bye-bye. Bye-bye. Bye, Radha. Bye-bye, my sister. I have to say that I hit quickly anxiety when I first saw when we lost Pennsylvania. And something told me this ain't going to be good. Trump, to me, is a person that's just interested in himself. Right? I see him interested in keeping his family wealthy. I see him interested in demanding respect from people. I think he's just a trolling motherfucker. Excuse me. Sorry, Tracy. I cussed. Sorry to everybody, but I just had to let it out. When, we can go back to, and I'm not an over-religious person, but I do believe in a lot of things that the Bible has, right? And I'm not over-religious, and I'm not going to force things down your system, but I do have faith. And every time that there's some sad things that happen, I go to that. That's my go-to, is my faith. And
it is, again, the scope and scale of this victory is
I think
sweeping.
when we see this happens and somebody like Trump gets reelected,
We can focus on Donald Trump if we would like.
it only means that there are a percentage of people who just don't give a damn. That we, people like me and JoJo and Tracy and all of us, Radha, Tay Cowboys, that we just really have to continue doing what we've been doing. And don't let defeat make you feel like you're worthless. So we have people here saying, we're looking at Morning Joe right now on MSNBC, where he's come in to work, Morning Joe, and he said he's floored about what happened. I'm floored too, but I had to find a way to bounce back because I put too much work into, me as a person with my depression and worked better on that. I'm taking my medications and I thrive from people talking to me. I thrive because I did that my whole life, helping people. That's my life. People out there who voted for Trump sympathize with going to jail, sympathize with being impeached, sympathize with him doing all of that. He's able to cater to that. Doesn't mean you need to change who you are. Like, I understand the Project 2025 is dangerous. I have to say that there's no way in hell, and I'm not trying to be in denial and go all, put my fingers in my ears and ignore it and be in denial. I'm not in denial. But I have to believe that we have too many things put in place, our government put in place, to let something like that take over. We have too many people in our military who disagree with Trump. We have too many people. He's going to have to be doing a whole lot of firing. But does that mean a lot of people who are fired, that's going to get rid of how people feel? No, we're not going to do it January 6th. That's not smart. I'm not that type, and I said that before. But I feel that there are probably things that people probably didn't take serious. Maybe those will. I just can't put my hands in the fate of people that don't give a shit about voting or don't care about how our politics hurt others, how our neglect of voting hurt other people. I just got a problem with that. I'm 58 years old. That's how I feel. I'm cut from a different cloth. I come from a different generation. Hey, Asia. Asia said, hi, Joe. Hello, Asia's here. Hello, everybody. Welcome. Y'all, it is 5:10 a.m. here in Texas. 5:10. We got people on the East Coast that are waking up and they're saying good morning. And I've been up since yesterday, 7 o'clock. I said I was going to have a long watch party covering the election, and they did project that Trump will be president. But does that mean that we lost? No. I feel we're going to be okay. And I feel there's too many things put in place to keep this from happening, even though JoJo understands Texas and how things work with people who are racist. JoJo knows that because of her understanding Texas politics. JoJo says money and power. That is all he wants. He wants to be seen in the same light as Putin and Kim Jong-un. Yes. And any other, I don't know why I can never pronounce that word. Fascist. I know the word. I know what it means. I don't know why my mind looks at that word and I can't say it because it doesn't make sense to me how we say a word and it doesn't go with how it's spelled. I want to say fascist. It's not fascist. Fascist. Hey, Ved G. Hey. Hello, Ved. Hello, Ved G. Radha was here. Hello, my brother. Thank you for y'all support as we grieve over here in America. We're not happy with the president. We're not happy. But doesn't mean that all of us support him. It's just like the countries around the world. Doesn't mean that the people that you all have in office y'all really like. You know what I'm saying? Just you got what do you do? We have to take a lot of notes. Mwah, mwah. Ooh, mwah. Y'all, I'm up 5 o'clock this morning and I get to see my subscribers who's around the world, right? Because usually with my timing, I miss them. Our time is off. So I'm getting my friends from India, from Saudi Arabia. I'm getting my friends from Africa. I'm getting friends popping up from all over the country. From thank you. You're welcome. Fascist. Fas fascist. Look at them. My love veg. My love veggie. Oh, hug. My people, my friends from around the world who've been supporting me. My subscribers from around the world, they see me live because your girl Rhonda ain't on at 5 o'clock in the morning. So I'm here. We have a lot of leaders who are paid to do fascist, right? Did I pronounce that right, JoJo? I'm good, sister. How are you, my brother? Oh, fascist. Okay. Thank you. I don't know why I can't remember that. Fascist. I think with my left and right brain, and sometimes it just doesn't, there's just certain words I just can't get out. But hopefully this will help me. Oh, it's a pleasure. It's a pleasure, Vad G. It's an honor, Vad G. Love to you, my brother. Love to you, my brother. So my friends from around the world, they're chiming in. They're checking in because it's 5 o'clock in the morning here in Texas. And it's probably, of course, a different time where they are and able to catch me live. And this was my dream. That's why I'm so happy, because I want to not alienate people that are from around the world who are subscribers. And they're supporting me in my content. And they're watching it and they're liking it and they're sharing it. But they don't get to see me live. So what a benefit, right? What a great thing. Fascist. Fash like dash. I'm going to have to write that down so I can remember how to pronounce that, okay? You're welcome. You're welcome, Veggie. Love you. I'm so glad to be a subscriber, too, of your channel. I'm so happy. So happy. F-A, I have to write it down, just like what she said. Fash like dash. And then ist. Fascist. Or fascist. Fascist. Fash. I'm keep saying that, and I'm going, algorithm is going to get me. I'm going to be demonetized some more. No, I'm already demonetized. They're going to give me a strike. They're going to give me a strike because I kept saying fascist. Algorithm's going to get me. Wah. Joe says, I'm dyslexic and struggling spelling or pronouncing things. I like how you put that together because they help me. Fascist. My husband says it like it's nothing. It's like, it's just the right left brain. You know what I'm saying? And sometimes there's certain words. Oh, my brother. He said, it's my pleasure. My love, my love, my love. My love, my love. I love the shout outs for my family around the world. Love you all. It sounds, we're going through somber days, but trust that we are going to heal and we're going to get better and we're going to stay informed. And we can learn a lot from our friends overseas. Is how do they survive war-torn countries? Because my friends who, there go Al Sharpton, he's on there looking dismal. Oh.
Things became more and more grim for them, ending with shock probably this morning as this race was
Al Sharpton's been out there telling people.
Probably shock would be the word for many that were at the Howard University party, and then disbelief. I think also what we got to deal with, you're correct when you say the economy.
I'm watching MSNBC right now. Reverend Al Sharpton's talking.
Yes, remember, Donald Trump is an expert promoter, and he was able to get a lot of myths across the table.
Yeah, he said he was able to get a lot of lies across the table.
But it was not well promoted on the other side. I think that we also have to deal with the issue of race and gender.
Race and gender. Condition U.S. economy. Poor 32%, 35% not so good. 5% think we have an excellent economy.
The Dobbs decision, and you see this kind of vote anyway with the person that put the 3 justices on the Supreme Court.
Al Sharpton is still fighting. I mean, you see people like him, other people who are famous. I know you can say, well, what they're going to do? Just get a plane and jump overseas and disappear, and they can escape the country if something hits the fan?
Donald Trump, I've known a long time, he was self-destruct. The problem that I see is not Trump. The problem is that those that can be appealed to in this way, and how we've got to bring this country together.
You know, a lot of people don't like Al Sharpton. I do. And when you listen to this man talk, you really have to listen to him and listen to what he's saying, because he's been through a lot. And he's also been around the world when he sees things like this happen all the time. And what he's saying right now is true. There's a lot of people really, too, miss the message of not really paying attention to what people were saying. Now, can we appeal? And can we appeal to everyone out there? No, because a lot of things that the MAGA support, we're going to continue to fight against. Doesn't mean that we're losers, and doesn't mean that we're bad people. Democrat vote, 87% black. They keep coming up with these percentages, and I think I'm right. I think what happened.
To sell a lot of Hispanic voters that immigration was a threat to them. That some of the people coming across the border was a threat.
That Al Sharpton broke it down. If y'all can find him later on, listen to what he's just saying right now. It resonates. He's like, there's a lot of people who don't like him. There's a lot of people who like him. And people who want to just hide what he's saying and just say, oh, he's race baiting. No, he's not. He's been through real-ish when it comes to the downfall of politics. And he's been warning us for many, many years about every election. He's been telling us. People just don't want to listen. And they want to write him off, and they want to write themselves on, and to sell themselves as that they're smarter and better. And Al Sharpton's been right. He's been right. It's just people dismissed him as somebody you just can't take serious and race baiting. You better listen to them, people. You better listen to what they're saying, because they're telling you. I think we're going to be fine. We do have what's great so far is we have access to media where we can stay informed. Now, will Trump attack the media? Yeah. What is he going to do? MSNBC is somebody he hates. He hates ABC, CBS. He loves Fox. What can he do? Will Supreme Court let him do that? I don't know, y'all. We got a lot of wealthy people in this country that are not carrying office, and they are in power. They are very, very powerful. I just can't see someone laying down and just allowing Project 2025 to come in fruition. What we're looking at right now, Latino voters voted 2020, 32%, and 2024, what did I just miss? They voted 40-something percent for Trump. It says 80-something percent voted for Kamala of black people. So we did our part. I love listening to well-educated, informed, and enlightened people. That's cool. That's cool. That's cool. I do too. And I love, I could have tears because I've really missed you, Jojo. But I understand. You know, we all have lives. We all have lives. And we have things to take care of. And I understand that. But I'm just saying, let you know how I'm so excited to see you right now. And I'm honing into that. and I'm enjoying it. I think Harris definitely carried out what she supposed to have carried out. Okay? That Trump monopolized on the people who were MAGA supporters, who felt disenfranchised, who felt neglected, and I felt he gave them attention that they needed, they wanted. He gave them that attention. He did a revolutionary thing with January 6th. He woke them up. He got them out off the couch, and he got them to vote, because there's millions of people who don't vote during every election, and that percentage of the people that he catered to, they voted. And I believe that's the language he was speaking. They loved it. It resonated. Again, he made them feel special. And he became raunchy like them. And he liked it because Trump didn't make them feel they were alienated. He didn't alienate them. And so that percentage voted. It's not that Kamala didn't do a good job. It's not. Joe Gonzalez says, damn, my Hispanic people let me down. No, Jojo, no, that wasn't about that. Do you know how I feel? I'm a black woman, and when I hear a black man going, I'm voting for Trump, I go, damn, you put me down. What the? I know how you feel. Girl, when I sit there of all people, a black man voting for Trump, I'm like, what the? I'm going to get a belt, beat your ass. Your mama going to beat your ass voting like that. You know what I'm saying? I know how you feel, sweetheart. But a lot of them are trying to talk through why. When he insulted Latinos and Hispanics. Well, people who are over here in this country who are working hard, Latinos who are working hard and have, they like their job, they value their job, that when Trump speaks, they feel Trump is not speaking to them. Even though he's throwing it out there and saying Latinos, they feel in their hearts and minds, he ain't talking about me because I'm a hard worker. I'm working hard. I like my bosses. I like who I'm working for. I'm getting paid. I get to send money to my family. Right? So they like the idea that Trump is saying a language that is getting in their heads black, broke, lazy, black people. They like that language. They like them talking about, they like Trump being a racist. Because whatever their experiences are, and which I feel is authentic feelings, I feel they've had some bad experiences. But what's misleading is that not everybody in this country is like that. So Joe Gonzalez says, I guess they like voting against their own good. Exactly. For whatever reason, it's just god awful. It's like so much low self-esteem. And it just goes back to what I was saying before. Low self-esteem. Some mental health that's not paid attention to. Lack of education. And some people who don't understand politics probably feel shamed. And I'm not going to make anybody feel shamed here. If you don't understand politics, we're going to talk it together. You know how much I listen to Jojo Gonzalez, and I listen to Tracy and Mike Aldana's put some very good points out there where I'm enlightened. I don't know everything about politics. I don't know everything. But I know just enough to make some sense to say, nah, you're lying, or no, you're wrong, or no, I'm voting against that because I remember back in blah, 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 blah. This is what happened. You're lying. You know what I'm saying? I have enough to argue, but I never brag about knowing everything about it. But I am curious, and I'm in a circle around people where I want to learn. I want to know more. So yeah, there's just some certain people we could claim our people, but not really, because now things have changed. You know, when we used to say that certain people were united, no. People say, well, I'm kicking this to the curb because this over here is paying me money. Or because I had a bad experience with a black person. Not all black people are stupid like that. I've had a bad experience with a white person. Not all white people are like that. And I feel really bad for quality, good white people who are out there. And you got ignorant people that might blame all white people for something that the extremist MAGA is doing. And it's not all white people. Racism has changed. Unity has changed. Black Lives Matter has proven when we had allies of different cultures and complexions marching with black people for Black Lives Matter, we knew right then and there race has racist thinking and prejudices have changed. Prejudices and racism, what's happened is that it has evolved to something else. And what racist and prejudice has evolved in, not necessarily all about color, but it's about if you are against me, if you're not for me, you are against me. Therefore, I'm casting you out and throwing you all, no matter what color you are, what gender, whatever. We're going to throw you in that hole with the rest of the losers, and we're going to target you. That's how racism and prejudice has changed. Are people no longer racist because of your complexion? Yes, a hell of a lot of people still are racist because of your complexion and your looks and your gender. Of course. It's just evolved. That it's just not whites who are all coming together and targeting blacks. Right? You have whites who are jumping ship and saying, I ain't for that. I love my black brothers and sisters. But you don't have to love all black brothers and sisters because there's some effed up people in every complexion and every color. So we just have to be picky. We have to be picky. Don't just go in there and think just because Rhonda's like that, it don't mean, no, 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 no. Don't do that. I ain't gonna mislead you, my beautiful sisters and brothers out there. I'm just telling you. Just because someone's a preacher don't mean they're a good preacher. Just because they're a black doctor don't mean they're a good doctor. All right, but we like to feel that there's a majority of all complexions out there that mean well. Look how many white people voted for Kamala. To me, Kamala won. The numbers are put in place. She was a vice president who got very disappointed and worked her ass off. And if she comes back and try to fight again, it would be nice. It'll be nice in 4 years she comes back. Unfortunately, when they don't win, they get beat down. Like Beto O'Rourke. He didn't run this year. Other people ran. Beto O'Rourke plays a very important part of our Texas politics. But he didn't run again. So that tells you he's just effing tired. We had a black woman as a big, great, incredible leader of Texas who died of cancer this year. So we have incredible people who are fighting for us, right? But they're getting diagnosed with cancer. They're getting diagnosed with heart trouble, heart failure, diabetes, all kinds of incurable diseases. Steve Kornacki has been up since yesterday because I was up 7 o'clock. I signed on. Steve Kornacki's still there. Dow Jones has went up They will say, oh, I improved the economy since my election. It's going to be okay. Everybody's going to be all right. We're going to be all right. A lot of things, again, like I said, we can learn from war-torn countries. How are they so optimistic? They have so much more or less than we do. Even though I understand what JoJo said, but I've seen in a lot of circumstances, out of what we fear, it opens our hearts and minds for optimism. Coffee time! Tracy Lee got to have the coffee. He loves his coffee. Well, beautiful people, I'm gonna go give my husband some attention. Not that he really needs me. I don't think he does. I think he's having fun, having the TV film stuff. So I'm going to interrupt his life. I love you all. I'm going to be back. Stay in touch with me. You can email me, please. If you want me to come live, holler at your girl, and I will. Tell me. Ask me. JoJo said part of the Southern strategy was to get the working middle class fighting with each other and convincing them to punch down at other and not pay attention to the civil liberties. Joe, I vote for you. I vote for JoJo. I'm going to read that again, sis. Part of the Southern strategy was to get the working middle class fighting with each other and convincing them to punch down at each other and not pay attention to the civil liberties being taken away. There you go. And we saw it happening, didn't we? Didn't we see it happening? We saw it. We saw people getting played. And unfortunately, I don't want to say that there's a lot of dumbass people out there. Philadelphia. So take a look. This is part of what happened for Trump in Pennsylvania and probably ignorant. Take a look. Actually, I want to show you Montgomery. Probably ignorant. Unfortunately, naively ignorant. Not really understanding. That's the most beautiful part I saw from you, JoJo. That was really good. Very good stuff. You think you needed me? I needed you, sister. Asia, I needed you, Asia. Veggie, Rhonda, JoJo Gonzalez, Tay Cowboys, Tracy Lee, Michael Donna, Mark Holmes. I had a lot of people come visit me. I love you all. Thank you all. Send me an email if you want. Send me a comment. Tag me. My email is in there. And communicate with me. And then we can connect, okay? And if I need to go live so we could just hang out for hours, I'll do that to help us decompress. I know I heard Mark is going to go live today at 4 o'clock that Asia told me. So I would love to tap into that and be supportive of Mark. Mark came by my channel a few times and this kept me company because he's not letting you know, JoJo and all of y'all, Mark ain't feeling good either. He keeps politics out of his business with the Cowboys. Okay? So I'm not going to repeat his name too much in that circle at all. But I'm saying over here, I'm not going to repeat it over here either because I respect what he's doing with his channel. But I can tell you, Mark said he's feeling very sick about it. And you're not alone. He came here and said, Rhonda, I feel sick. Or maybe people can pay attention, channel into the replay. Listen to this again. And the more you listen to it, hopefully it could help all of us because me talking about it surely helps me. I thank you all so much. I love you. Thank you for all my friends around the world who are saying shout outs to me. I love my JoJo and Asia and everybody. Lola's at work. Reese's Cup. I love you. All of you all. William Williams. Oh, I just had so many great people. My daughters came by. I love you all. And I know we hear Mark say, I love you. It's true. I'm a content creator. I love you. I mean, how can we not say that? You all have helped us more as content creators, more than we've helped you, probably. Or probably we help each other. I love you too. Have a blessed and wonderful day. JoJo, I hope I was able to help. That matters to me. Hope I was able to, listen to the replay, hopefully re-listen to it. Hope my voice has helped my sister. JoJo's my sister. I love you. I love all you all. Thank you for your support. Again, if you don't know who I am, I'm Rhonda. Rhonda's Lovely Sparks. And thank you so much for your support. I love you too. And you're welcome. You're welcome, my love. I love you. And I'll see all of you all soon. And we're going to survive this together. Trust me, it's going to be a brighter day. I love you all. Sweet dreams. If y'all haven't slept, have a wonderful day. And maybe we'll all meet up at Mark's thing with Bet USA. And hopefully I'll be up. I love you all too. Thank you for your support. And I'll see you soon.
Explain the redness of the mouth from coast to coast. Yeah, no, I mean, I think first of all, the gender gap one, yeah, absolutely. We're looking at, it looks like about an